It's great to be here, guys. Yeah, I can see my stream. All right, so I guess I'm here to go answer some questions. So if you guys have some questions, I'm happy to go take them and see what I can do. So I'm seeing Richie Chan is asking, I notice alpha beta gold cards have so much more combat power compared to the dice and the chaos gold cards. Yeah, as the it's collection power, not combat power, but as the collections went on, one of the things that we did is we reduced the amount of collection power that the newer cards had. So we didn't want to like change the way the battles would work or like change the fairness of battles, but we wanted the older cards to be better in some ways. So one of the ways that we did it was to change the collection power. So Chad's saying he's really enjoying what he's learning. Yeah, so many people. Nice to meet everybody. This I guess is just an AMA session. So hopefully some of you guys have seen the kind of like big picture stuff that we're doing for Splinterlands and our hopefully you guys have seen the talk that we gave. It's a pleasure to meet you. Glad to have you guys here. So if you guys have questions about Splinterlands, I can answer them. I guess I could go talk some about Splinterlands and what we're doing and what questions you have. What's the next thing to expect from Splinterlands in 2022? Yeah, so we sold out of our 5th card edition. We are in the 6th card edition right now called Chaos Legion, and we're halfway through the sale of that. As of today, we sold 7.5 million packs out of the 15 million total. And when we got this many cards in and we made a platform this big, one of the next things that we were going to do is split it so that you have the newest edition of cards and you have some of the older editions, and that's going to be in 2 different formats. So we're calling it Wild and Modern. Modern are the recent decks, and the Wild is everything that has happened throughout the entire history. And a lot of games do that. We didn't like invent this. We just, part of the problem is that as you keep adding more decks, like the minimum cost to enter, if you keep it standard, like keeps going up or to be competitive. So what you do is you make it so it's really just the modern ones, and that way that the new players don't have to buy every single card in the game, but can get by with a smaller subsection. So that's why we like that. So one of the next things that you guys can expect is like we're going to separate the players into 2 groups, those that are playing in the modern format and those that are playing in the wild format, with reward pools for each and prizes for each. So hopefully you guys will participate in that. So that question goes to Brandon Woos. What's your newest plans for changes to rewards? Yeah, we're actually bringing out like a whole set of sweeping changes to this. And every so often, like we go through growth spurts, and then when we go through them, we try to like tighten things up and make sure that the economy is working for the smallest minnow to the biggest whale. So like right now, it's not really fun for the newest players because they're fighting and they're getting like really small numbers of rewards chests. And what we're going to do is kind of make the rewards chests different levels so that I can give somebody in bronze, 7 to 15 chests, and have that mean something different than giving 7 to 15 chests to somebody in champion. So it doesn't feel so pathetic. We're like never getting anywhere because you only get the 1 chest. You guys get you'll get a smaller number of chests and you get to progress in the game. So that's part of what we're working on, and figuring out the curve for how those rewards will work is something that a bunch of the senior leadership of Splinterlands is working on. Christy says, good talk. Love you guys. It's a great game. Thanks, Christy. Glad to have you here. Just why not they start with some more rewards? I'm not sure what that means. What type of growth in player base do you expect in the next 5 years? And what stratagems, if any, will be implemented to achieve that growth? I like partnerships. Partnerships is what makes the most sense to me. We have a pretty big announcement coming out over the next couple of days here. And I think we'll see that in some mainstream press, and I think you'll see that in some crypto press as well. And it's partnerships where people have already like really aggregated a lot of users as a way to do this. So it's like, oftentimes you have one of two problems. You can offer a service for free and get a ton of people, or you can offer a service for money and make money, but then you have a hard time getting people. And so what I like doing is we're a business where you can monetize the base. People are buying packs and they're trading cards and doing all this work. We like to find big groups of people and help bring them into gaming, so that it's a way for, if you have gotten an audience together, there's a way that you can make money doing it. And hopefully it's not at the expense of players, right? This is all Web 3.0, so they all own assets. It's not like, come play my free-to-play game and spend $50 here and lose it all. It's, buy $50 worth of assets or $100. We have people that own millions of dollars worth of assets. And, they, I don't know. I think it's a good match. You find lots of people, you find projects that can sell things to them. And between those two things, you have highly profitable enterprises. Welcome, Jesse. Glad to have you here. Jeffrey saying, will there be additional rule sets in the future? I have some ideas, but do not know about the balancing issues. Yeah, I mean, we keep adding new rule sets and ways to play the game, and we'll add new cards and we'll add new rule sets and we'll add new game modes. So all of that stuff is in there. Are you going to launch a new game soon? Well, we're going to launch in Splinterlands. We'll launch new game modes, and I am hoping to launch a new game in the not too distant future. This stuff is blockchain. So like, I don't know what soon means, but if you're expecting it in a day or a week, the answer is no. But hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have at least one other game that's out there. We'll see what that looks like. All right, any plan on getting rid of bots? I noticed recently more bot in the game. So we take a different stance on bots than other projects. We don't like the projects, or we don't like we shouldn't be in the middle saying this is a bot and you can't play, because we might get it wrong, or who knows what. And honestly, we don't want to be in that position. So our actual goal is to make it so that bots don't have advantages in playing this game. And so there's like a tool called ECR, and the more you play, the less you can earn, and then you have to let it sit back and recharge in order for your ECR to go back up. And that's basically like an anti-bot measure. We don't want bots having advantages over humans. So will there be another opportunity to buy land for those who missed it? Well, you can buy land on the secondary markets, but I don't see us launching new land anytime soon. It's possible if we do whole new expansions, and it's possible if we do whole new games that we might launch some land for that. But I don't know of any plans right now for us to go issue new land. So if you think the game will grow, that is a relatively scarce resource you should consider. Any plans on a new game series? Yes, I think that we'll work with music and sports and a whole bunch of areas, casual gaming, and try to make additional games for the people. Will Splinterlands launch its own NFT marketplace? We already have one. Where is the go-to platform you recommend to trade Splinterlands NFTs? I would go to splinterlands.com and then click on market, and there's like a whole market right there. And if you're going to do things in giant bulk, I would tell you to go to peakmonsters.com. That sounds great, like the tiered level chess idea, though. That's good. I'm glad you dig that. Advice for newbies up and coming into the space. Yeah, maybe I think that question is for me. But anyways, what you want to do is you want to get started in something. I happen to think that Splinterlands is one of the easiest places to get started. We've designed it as such to really make it so that normies can just come in and start playing, and it doesn't feel like that big of a deal to them. So hopefully you guys can come in, put in a username and a password, swipe a credit card for $10 and start playing. And that's, I don't know of many experiences in crypto that are that easy. So I would encourage you guys to come play our game and just get used to it. I mean, don't even spend huge amounts of money, just get an account, play a little bit, buy some packs, or buy some cards. Honestly, if you're just brand new and starting out, buy some like inexpensive couple cent cards and start playing the game and see if you can level, see if you like it, see if you can start collecting more cards. There's no substitute for that. Are the balance of the airdrops all designed and ready to go, or are changes still being made? So when we did the launch, we said the top 6 vendors are actually going to be implemented into the game, and they're going to be legendary summoners within the game. And the last time I checked, we still have to go make those cards and bring them into the universe and into the fold. So we still have some work to go do on that. Make a Sasquatch card. We can consider a Sasquatch card. I like Sasquatch. Regarding the new game you mentioned, would it be linked to Splinterlands or completely separate? I don't think that anything we do will be completely separate, but I see different projects, and honestly, I see some new like game modes that might feel like a completely brand new games for Splinterlands. So we're trying to get a whole bunch of new stuff, both for Splinterlands and for people. Now, Splinterlands is like this really complicated card game, and one of the things I'm personally excited about would be something like a super casual game. Those super casual games are, like come in, play match 3, which is basically like a Candy Crush clone, and start messing around. And like, you don't need to be a blockchain expert to play Candy Crush, but maybe you can start earning something and get involved that way. So I feel like pairing our economy and our ecosystem and our players with some things that are a little bit easier to get started with than Splinterlands would be good. That doesn't mean that we're like just done with Splinterlands. Splinterlands is an amazing game. It's super rich and super complicated, and like it's fantastic, but it's kind of at one end of the spectrum. And I'd like to have some other products that are more in the middle. Begging someone to show me how to buy hives so I can buy land. Yeah. Well, there is an exchange you can go to, tribaldex.com. You might want to go poke around there and see if you can't swap other currencies for Hive, or if you're in the Discord, somebody might actually be willing to pay or like accept fiat or accept other cryptos. It's something to consider, although it's always a little bit risky to do person-to-person trades without the platform. How far along in the design process are the legendary summoners? They're like a couple months along, so hopefully we're going to be ready soon, but there's no, I haven't seen the status update on that recently. Splinterlands will launch on any more network this year. I saw that we were working on the Flow blockchain, so I'm hoping that we'll have, either fungibles or non-fungibles exchangeable on Flow, and we'll see what that looked like. Like adapt to some smaller network. I'm not sure what that means. Christy, easiest way is to get LTC to swap to Hive, low gas fee. Yep, that's a great approach. I'm typically a fan. And it looks like Mario Thompson might have actually sent you a YouTube. Can you? Oh, that's not an actual link. This is easy to get your hands on. Hands one kind of game. Yeah, so I think that we've made like a really good product that makes it really easy to go interact and start getting on the blockchain. What kind of projects do you prefer to partner with? Interested in your thoughts about the various GameFis out there. Well, the other GameFi projects are a lot smaller than what I'm talking about. I mean, what I'm looking for is national brands. You'll see in our announcement over the next couple of days here that we're working with some pretty big brands to go bring some pretty cool stuff together. And so what I'm looking for are people that have already aggregated millions of people, and the GameFi projects haven't really done that. If you look at DApp Radar, we're the #1 DApp that's out there in terms of like the number of players and users and daily active accounts that are playing. And we're not small anymore. We're like a mid-sized game, even by like free-to-play standards or something. We have a decent sized audience, but I'd really like to see a project that's much larger than us work with us. So, there's a variety of brands that we're talking to and working with, and I see like sports leagues, and I see music venues and music bands and music labels, and I see, like we announced recently a partnership with Waka Flocka, who's a rapper that has been around for probably a decade or two. So we built them into the game as a card. And I see some boxers and some sports stars that are interested in doing that with us as well. And I want to support all these. I mean, I think it's great. I want to take people that have existing audiences and help them convert that audience into a blockchain audience and interact with them by making games or making their characters come into our games. And I think that'll be a lot of fun for the collectors and a lot of fun for the artists and for us. I mean, it's cool. I like, it's pretty awesome to go work with Waka. Like that's fun. Let's see. Will this be able to trade on secondary market? Yeah, there's a secondary market for this, for the tokens and for the, Sushi Swap, Pancake Swap. You can see a bunch of our tokens trading there. Tribal Dex is another one. But also the cards too. You can buy and sell the cards. Is this similar to Gods Unchained? And can you earn without spending? I've tried many, but I don't know it works. So Gods Unchained, yeah, I mean, it's similar-ish. We're both trading card games. They're both fantasy themed. Gods Unchained went much closer to like an actual replica of Hearthstone than we did. So it's I play a card, you play a card, I play a card. And our game is actually like a 3 to 5 minute loop where I don't play cards. I just pick my team. And then once I pick my team, the battle auto plays, and then I get right back into my next team. So the people that come from Magic the Gathering are like, they're a little shell shocked at first, being like, I don't get to play all my cards. And then like within a couple of hands, they either love it or they don't care for it. But a lot of folks just really dig how fast the gameplay is. It's like 3 to 5 minutes. So you pick a team, and so our game just has a lot more strategy elements than it does tactics elements. So that's what you'll see. Like the concept of Candy Crush doesn't give you money, lol. Yeah, I mean, like Candy Crush is great. It's a fun game, but people have spent thousands, if not millions of dollars playing this thing, and they've gotten nothing out of it. They've gotten a little entertainment, so it's probably worth spending some money on entertainment. But imagine that you could have been earning that entire time. I think that your life would be made better if these kinds of things were like free to play games. If it's cards, they are already on the secondary market. Yep, they're on the secondary market. What's your team scale at the moment? Which area will be your main targeted region to expand your community? So the team size is up to, I think we're over 100 people now. There's 50 or so folks that are in the United States and 50 or so that are in other parts of the world. And I think this all comes down to having really good partnerships, that we find people that have already found and brought together an audience. And rather than try to grind out 1 or 2 more players today and another player or 2 tomorrow, we find groups that have millions of people already together, and then make play to earn games for them or link them into our play to earn economy, and we help transition like an entire swath of people, cities at a time, into the Splinterlands community, and more generally just into blockchain. If you saw the talk that we gave ahead of this, my objectives are peace, prosperity, and freedom. And I think that the best tools for that is cryptocurrency. And I think that gaming is the super highway to bring them all here. So, my goal isn't just to get people into Splinterlands. My goal is to get people, interfacing with cryptocurrencies. And I think it'll change their lives. I know you guys are friends with Gala Games. Any partnerships starting there at a not astronomical price? Yeah, we've gone back and forth with those guys a bunch. I don't know where it stands right now, but we're generally down to work with Gala. They're pretty good at raising money. They're pretty good at like getting token prices up. So there's a lot that we can learn from them. But in the meantime, we're just really like focused on building the games and getting our products out the door. I'd love to make a card. I have an audience and NFT. Yeah, I mean, if that's something that you have, you can probably just bring it up in our Splinterlands Discord, discord.splinterlands.com, and start talking to people. And it depends on the audience. Remember, I'm talking about people in the millions. So if you have millions, then let's talk and figure it out. Waka is great, but why limit it to 1K? So first off, I'm a big fan of FOMO, and if there's enough for everybody, it doesn't create a ton of FOMO. That's just not how FOMO works. You have to make it sort of painful. And the other piece to that, so that's one of my like general guidelines, but more specifically, that the Waka card is going to be a Splinterlands legendary summoner, but it's also like this collectible piece over on the Wax blockchain. And they were pretty specific that they only wanted 1,000 of them, of these things minted anywhere. So that's why it's down to 1,000, is that they didn't want so many of these collectibles out there. So it's been fun. Recently, the value of SPS has been increased by adding the voucher system. However, after the airdrop is finished, what it will provide value to DEC, will new value system for DEC be added? Yeah, we got some pretty incredible plans. I think Matt's talked about some of them, of like how we can make DEC more of a stable coin. And we have some algorithmic elements into it now, but DEC came out well ahead of SPS, and now I think we have some ways to kind of go back and tie it to SPS, and I think that'll be really exciting. But you know, the Matt himself, who's the co-founder of this thing, he started as a CTO and moved over to CPO, Chief Product Officer. He's working on what he's calling the validator nodes, which is kind of like a decentralized layer 2. To go host all of the tokens and spread it out over lots of people keeping track of it. But then after that, I think he's going to go tweak how DEC interacts with SPS, and I'm actually personally really excited for that. Is Waka Flocka the concept for Waka Spirit Blade? Yes, 100%. That is the rapper. He's a rapper from Queens, but based out of Atlanta, hot Atlanta. I'm quite new, so could you explain what the currency token is and how the exchange of different cards works? Yeah, I mean, just generally, you know, we're a trading card game, and people buy cards, or they buy packs. When they open the packs, they get individual NFTs, and then you can trade those NFTs back and forth with each other. Okay, so then, you know, there's two currencies. There's DEC. DEC acts like a algorithmic stablecoin. It's not a perfect algorithmic stablecoin, but it's like a game-backed algorithmic stablecoin. And then there's an SPS governance token, and that governance token is in the early stages of allowing players to go determine what they want cards to do, rules to do, and basically operate the entirety of the game. So we're building out the functionality of that, but our goal is to build like a completely decentralized game, so that, you know, if the game does well, the success is not just solely owned by the Splinterlands Corporation, but is owned by all the players and participants. We think that is infinitely cooler, and we invite you to participate with us that way. Will you step into the metaverse field? Yeah, I mean, in some ways we do metaverse. Like metaverse, I think, means AR and VR to a lot of people. But honestly, like when you have a Discord, or you have any kind of community that you've built, like there's metaverse-like aspects of that. You know, you're not necessarily just walking around, but I do hope that at some point you'll be able to go wander around in like a Splinterlands, you know, 3-dimensional virtual space. We do some of that with our Digicon conference. So we dabble in this. You know, I don't think it's the highest priority for the company, because, you know, for the most part, people just want to like trade and do battle. And you know, we're not really built around the metaverse. And you need like a lot of reasons to hang out in the metaverse. And I think it can be hard to do right. But yeah, we'll dabble in that, and we'll try to facilitate communities connecting with each other. Why do you think Splinterlands gained so much attention? Will you link this project to the metaverse? So I think Splinterlands gained so much popularity because we put out a governance token on the Binance Smart Chain, and that went really well for us. And so we went from something like 10,000 daily active users to 500,000 daily active users, and it's been a bit crazy. You know, the assets went up to something like $500 million or more dollars. They've come back a bit from that, just because we're in the middle of an edition, and we're in the middle of a 50% plus pullback of Bitcoin. But, you know, I try to just zoom out, ignore the kind of local noise, and just realize that, you know, my goal is to be here 10 years from now talking about the next set of innovations that Splinterlands will be bringing. I personally fell down a YouTube hole searching crypto and landed on Bulldog Splinterland page. Signed up right away. Great gameplay, community streamers, and loyalty for the game. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, I think Bulldog's a great advocate for us. We have a bunch of streamers, and actually we're signing like contracts for something like 75 or 74 more streamers. So we're going to pay people out there in the community money to just make sure that they're streaming, and we'll have certain set times, and we're gonna grow this account and just, hopefully find more people like Christy here that experience this game and come play with us. Because it is a really fun game, and it's a phenomenal community. Like I really like our dudes. I think they are kind. I think they're compassionate. I think they're peaceful. I think they're liberty minded. It's a great group. So hopefully we can get some more high quality folks like Christy and Bulldog in here. So does it mean one day that the players can decide govern where the game goes in the future? Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it. We want a decentralized game. Now you guys are used to like decentralized blockchains. Well, that's kind of like your layer one or your first step. What else can you do with that? And we want to decentralize entire games and see what that looks like. So yeah, the people that own and stake SBS are going to have a lot of say in what we do. Do you have collaborations with YouTubers? Just curious, because I see a lot of videos on YouTube, or are they making content out of Splinterlands for their own interests? It's a mix. I mean, I don't know the latest because I punted all of this to, his handle is Chatter, and he's our head of growth. So I just punted all of this to him. So sometimes we do have a couple of YouTubers that we sponsor, but a lot of guys just go and make content, right? They need content, they need a stream, they need to get their word out. And Splinterlands is a fun blockchain game, so a lot of people go and just do that. What's the best way to follow all your upcoming news and updates? What are your plans incoming for the future? So the best place to go for our news and updates, on Wednesdays, we do a town hall that's 2 hours long. And, we start with an hour of just news from the company. And then we have about 30 minutes of questions that we've scraped from our channels. And then we just organize them. And then we have another 30 minutes that's just complete Q&A from the players. So I think that's a really good way to do it. So that's every Wednesday, and the time rotates. The other thing to do is join us on our Hive blockchain account, which is our official account, which you can get to at peakd.com/@Splinterlands. And that's one of the places where we'll host that information. And then also like Twitter, Discord, and like Telegram, we're Splinterlands HQ over there. What is the best way to follow? Yeah, Bulldog is part of our team. Yeah, he was not originally, but once he got, he committed to doing this full time, and we said, okay, we watched his stream, we liked him a bunch, and brought him on board to be one of our community managers. I hope they can find a way to incentivize established streamers to try out the game. Yeah, I mean, we're literally paying them to go stream, so and making contracts with them. Could you please text the link to the Discord? I can't pull it up, please. I have a Discord. All I need is an invite. It's just discord.splinterlands.com. He is part of the team. We launch on other mainnets this year. Now we'll like link our game and our stuff to other blockchains, but I don't think we're gonna go like put our base on to other chains. Now we spoke directly with like the Binance Smart Chain guys, and they were like, you can't run this here. It's just like, we do something like 3 to 5 million transactions per day, and most chains can't handle it. Like Ethereum, the layer 1 does 1.2 million. So we do 3 to 5 times the amount of that per day. We're over 1 billion games played. I mean, we do a lot of transactions. I'm good at explaining. Thanks, boss. There's a Discord invite. I don't know if that's the right one, but you can always go, oh, that's Aviva Blake. Yeah, I think you can trust them. I know some of the discussions about how we can earn, but I would like to know where you earn money, since I am told that these blockchain games only work if there are profits for the company. Yeah, we make money when we sell packs. So that's how we earn. And then you guys earn because we issue tokens through proof of victory. It's kind of like proof of work, but it's proof of victory instead. So instead of doing, a handful of tokens every 10 minutes, we're doing many tokens every couple seconds. If you can do cross chain, when are you going to play tournaments again? Well, go look, they're already up. We took tournaments down for like 2 weeks to go kind of rebuild them. You can already see Bulldog posting on Splinterlands Discord. Yeah, he's great. I want to thank you guys. I'm an old school gamer and crypto newbie. So thank you for making an awesome game and making it friendly for those of us who are not crypto pros. Absolute pleasure. Christy, go find me in Discord. Let me go send you a couple of free promo codes or something. But thanks for reaching out and thanks for being supportive. How many years have you been working in crypto? Mine shares some history before Splinterlands. I'm running out of time. We started the game back in 2018. I've been here since 2016. Yeah, okay. There, I'm getting the 5-minute mark. Some history before Splinterlands. So I was originally like a blogger on the Steemit blockchain, and when we started the game, it was steammonsters.com, and oh look, Aviva's putting in all of our socials, so you can find us over there. And I would trust those links. As a project manager trying to break into crypto blockchains, any advice? I don't know, Chad, we're looking for project managers. Why don't you go hit me up in Discord? So let's see, COVID-19 has slowed down many economies around the world, but as a crypto business, does it affect you negatively or positively? I think it has been positive because people are at home more and they like video games and web-based video games, but I think it's really hurt the economy. And so not everybody has as much money to spend. So I'd say it's overall neutral. I know some people think it's been phenomenal for gaming, but I think it's been bad for people across the board. So not a fan of that. All right, I'm out of questions, so I feel like that's pretty good. I wanted to thank you guys for chiming along, for participating, for asking questions, for being part of the Crypto Carnival event. I know it's a new event, so it's always hard to get these things started and off the ground, so kudos to them. It's been a pleasure to go speak with you guys. Hopefully you find us on discord.splinterlands.com or in Telegram at Splinterlands HQ. Come join our community, come find out people that are here, that interact with us. I'm from the United States, and yeah, it's been a pleasure. So I guess with that, I'll say thank you, and thank you to the hosts, and thank you to the audience, and thanks for being here and learning about our game. And if you care about peace, prosperity, and freedom, and think crypto is a good way to do it, then please support our game and help get new people into the game, into crypto, and let's decentralize the world. All right, guys, thanks so much.